Good morning everyone, they just dropped more information about the Braver on the website, so we're going to be looking over all of that as well as talking a little bit about how to prepare yourself for the Braver class, which is dropping on August 4th, which is literally in a week, so I'm pretty dang excited about it. But before we dive into that, if you're new to the channel, I upload PSO2 content daily, so if you do play this game, I would really appreciate a subscribe as it really helps out the channel. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first thing I want to talk about is more of a flex, and that is at the event shop over here. I have literally bought everything. I bought all the cosmetic items, all the star gems, all the weapons as well, all of the materials and all of the capsules, all the alpha reactors, all the grinders. I bought out every single thing that I could possibly spend event currency on, and I still have a surplus of points. So now you guys are probably wondering, Kero, you bought out everything in the shop. Why are you still farming for these points? Why are you still playing the game anyway? And the reason is actually because of the web event week 4. So you can see over here, the first challenge is 6 million points, and the reward is actually insane. Limit breaking cost half off. So basically it's a 50% off on all of our limit breaking costs, which is actually a huge deal. So I want this. That's why I've been working pretty hard, you know, basically just unlocking all of the tiers over here so that we can have a really good time when the Braver drops, as we can benefit from all of these perks, which will definitely make our leveling experience as well as just, you know, just playing the game. It's just going to make it a lot more nicer, a lot more smoother. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the August update info over here, and we have a lot more information about the Braver's skills. So over here, Brave Combat, we know this already, I covered it in yesterday's video, reduces PP consumption and increases attack PP recovery for fixed time, and if you activate it again, then you launch a powerful attack and you conclude the use of Brave Combat. Then there's a cooldown timer, you gotta wait till it comes back and you can use it again. Now people are pointing out in my comment section in yesterday's video that Brave Combat short cycle over here reduces the cooldown for Brave Combat, but also reduces the activation time. So basically, if you invest 5 points into this, yes, the cooldown to activate Brave Combat is going to be shorter, so you can activate it more often. However, when you activate it, the active duration is going to be shorter, so it is a double-edged sword. But if you just want to spam the conclusion of Brave Combat every time to get that like massive AoE damage, then this could be something to look into. I personally am going to need to see how much time it actually reduces in order to see if it is worth it, because I enjoy having Brave Combat on. That reduced PP consumption as well as the active PP recovery is definitely very, very nice. So I might actually not invest any points in this, or maybe just put 1 point in that so that I can invest on the other skills up here. So that could be something to look into. So Rest Effect Amplifier just gives us more HP, I talked about this before, and Katana Guard Counter Advance, this one adds a shockwave to the counter when performing a perfect guard with a weapon action. I think you guys pointed this out because it was actually on the top right over here in yesterday's video. I was just dumb and I didn't read it, but this is something that they didn't show before, and that is Bow Illusion plus Bow Only. Using a weapon action while pressing the directional pad just at the right time after releasing a Photon art will make you slide while attacking. So essentially dodging with the bow is going to play pretty similar to the katana. You're just going to weapon action, but on top of just weapon actioning, you're also going to hold down a directional key in order to dodge. So that is pretty cool, pretty interesting. I think that's really intuitive, makes the gameplay a little bit smoother, a little bit more mainstream, and just easier in general. But here are the Braver Photon arts. They show all 3, which I'm very, very grateful for. So the first 3 are all katana Photon arts. So the first one is called Silver Leaf Storm. So as we see here, releases a forward slash after a swift sword draw. Multiple uses release alternate attacks. So the Braver is special in the sense that if you spam the same PA 3 times, each attack is going to be different. So it's really, really cool. I like this a lot because I just enjoy spamming the same PA over and over. My monkey brain is just like that. I enjoy doing it. So this is really nice that each time you spam the PA, it will get like a charge level. So level 1, level 2, and level 3 is going to be different for every time. And I'm hoping that this is sort of like a gap closer. It sort of looks like a gap closer. This attack over here, it seemed like he was like slashing from here and did like a U-turn or something. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna have to see how this skill works. The next Photon art is Iris Gale. So Katana Photon art mows down nearby enemies after a swift sword draw. Multiple uses release alternate attacks. This seems to be our AoE trash clearing ability, like, you know, it's literally a 360-degree slashing everywhere. This kind of reminds me of like Morning Mist Reaver, but like 360. Maybe this could be our movement ability. Because I don't know, it looks like he's dashing forward, so that could also be pretty cool. And back in base game, we spammed a lot of Morning Mist Reaver to move around the map, to gap close, so forth and so on. So this definitely looks really good. But the most important one and the meat and potatoes of our attacks is probably going to be Lotus Lightning. Releases manifold shockwaves in a straight line after charging your sword. Multiple uses release alternate attacks. I feel like this is probably going to be the main like single target high DPS attack. I feel like we're going to be spamming this attack on the bosses a lot, mainly because it seems to be a lot more single target focused, even though it does do a little bit of AoE. So it looks exactly the same like what Bujin does when he dashes around, except we don't dash, we stay stationary, but it seems to be a lot more single target focused. And that covers all 3 PAs for the Katana Braver. Now down here they also showed the bow PAs, which are really nice. So we've got Flex Arrow, fires homing arrows, can be charged up to 2 power levels to release different attacks. This looks really cool. I didn't know they were homing, so I want to see how good the homing actually is. Like, can I shoot 180 degrees and it'll still fly towards the enemy or something? I definitely will be testing this out. The next one is Frenzy Fireworks. This is really exciting. The reason I say that is because, as you guys know, I've been playing a lot of Genshin, and this kind of looks like Yoimiya's ultimate, except you shoot an arrow, it hits an enemy, and it shoots multiple arrows around everywhere. Yoimiya's ultimate's a little bit different. You like jump into the air and shoot down and cause like an explosion of arrows like that, or I guess it's fireworks in Yoimiya's case. But this looks really cool. Seems like a really good and effective mob clearing type of photon art. Next one is Dimensional Ray. This looks really weird, but basically you're summoning arrows and bows from different dimensions. So you like shoot into the air and you summon like these turrets that shoot back at the enemies. Sounds really weird, looks really weird, but I don't know about this. We're gonna have to test it out. However, the most important thing is gonna be the new weapon categories. So we can read right here, new katana and bow weapon categories have been added. The katana has been added to the 4-star rarity Forsis weapon series, and the bow has been added to the Vialto series. So this is actually really important, because what you can do is you can set yourself up for success on day 1 or just like right now. And what I've done is I've simply bought a Forsis wired lance over here. So you can see that this has Fixa Fatale level 4. And what Fixa Fatale does is critical activation rate plus 12%. It gives me 12% more critical chance. And the reason why I went Fixa Fatale over Fixa Attack is simply because I think the Braver is all about critical hits, because that's how it pretty much worked back in base PSO2. So I opted to Fixa Fatale level 4. It was also cheaper on the market. I didn't pay that much for this because not a lot of people really use the Forsis weapons. Or at least that's how the market reflects it. And so I was able to pick this one up relatively cheap. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to get this to plus 40. I'm going to put up all the augments and make it all fancy schmancy. And then once the katana comes out, I'm just going to farm for a Forsis katana and boom, do a multi-weapon so that the katana will automatically be plus 40 with Fixa Fatale 4 with all the augments that I want, and I'll be good to go. So that is my game plan, and it could be something you could think about if you are planning to do the Forsis weapons. However, if you are a fan of the Straga series weapons, you can also go the Straga route, because as we see here, new weapon categories have been added to the 4-star rarity Straga Weapons series. So we will be getting the Wired Lance, the Assault Rifle, and the Katana, but I think we're also getting all of the other weapons, the bow included. Basically, they're just adding all of the different weapon varieties into the Straga series, so that if you like the Straga series, you can multi-weapon all of the different weapons that you like, or just use the weapons that you like. Now, of course, if you are planning to use the bow, then you would go with the Vialto series. Unfortunately, the Vialto series don't really have that much choice, but then again, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to go Wired Lance with the Vialto series, especially if you're using a bow anyway. So I don't really know the options. I can't think off the top of my head, but maybe you guys could think of some interesting combinations. Now, something I didn't mention in yesterday's video is we are getting a new side story with Aina. She's basically just like her training arc, right? She's gonna get her training arc so that she could become a badass, and we're just gonna have to help her. I'm sure it's gonna be pretty boring, there's just gonna be character development and stuff like that, but then again, we do get some rewards, so I ain't gonna complain. We have a new AC scratch ticket called Sunshine Marine Stars. I will cover this in another video as we look over the trailer, but the main thing that I want to point out is over here, the two-tone hair color. This hairstyle is very fitting for Orihime because her VTuber model literally has like a two-tone hairstyle and is like very similar to this actually. So I did add her on Twitter, and she's definitely going to pick this up. Hopefully she's ready and farmed up enough Meseta to buy it, because I know this is not going to be cheap. Next up is the new SG scratch ticket, Astute Braver. I just want to bring your attention here that the daily free SG ticket will reward items from the Astute Braver collection, so we will get free scratches for this in case you don't want to spend your star gems, or maybe you just don't have that many star gems. So don't worry, you still have a chance to get all of this stuff for free as long as you just log in every single day to do your free scratch, okay? Special thanks to all the members for supporting the channel. It really means a lot to me. Thank you again. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the